Hey, there will be a boost for tourism. The FIFA World Cup, the Women's World Cup coming to Australia. Do you have any sort of marker yet on how big this will be, how many people are expecting, indications from hotels and so on?
Oh, yes. Look, there's no doubt that FIFA's going to be a wonderful bonanza, not just for sports fans. From the tourism industry's perspective, it's great news. We're looking at something like 1.5 million tickets being sold for this, and something like 500,000 of those tickets will, in fact, be to internationals. But I think the other big benefit of this is from Australia and New Zealand's perspective, it'll be playing out over 9 cities around the country and in New Zealand. And in addition to that, there'll be something like 1 billion people watching it on TV and seeing just how gorgeous it is here and in NZ and why they should come down under in a hurry.
That's always the double whammy, isn't it? The
It certainly
advertisement. What we
is.
don't want is countless stories about flight cancellations and delays. Is that going to be what ends up going around the world as well?
Well, I certainly hope not. But I think the other thing that lots of Australians need to understand is that, weather's changing and we have weather problems. And as a consequence, things like wind at Sydney Airport is something that you can't control. And you are going to have implications from that. But it would be wrong to think that that's only happening here in Australia. The same sort of issues are being encountered by major airports all over the world. So while I certainly hope that isn't an outcome when the FIFA World Cup is on, it is something that I think we all have to come to grips with in this changing weather environment.
Yeah, well, it can't be perfect. I guess the concern has been recently losing a lot of stuff. Maybe they've all got their winter colds out of the way. I'm on about cold 5 out of 5 weeks, so I'm hoping it ends at some point and they'll be fit and healthy. They will have had everything by the time the World Cup starts.
Well, look, that's true. But I think from a staffing point of view, it was never a problem that was going to be solved overnight. And I think you've still got to look at outside of the aviation space into the hospitality sector, where, even in the major cities now, it's still rare to find some restaurants that are open every day of the week and open for lunch every day. It just doesn't happen because they haven't got the staff to make it occur. So it's a long-term problem to fix. And there's a PR issue here too, which is convincing people once again that tourism, hospitality, aviation, whatever else it might be that's linked to the tourism industry is a great place to work. And of course it is.
I'm trying to remember the name of the tourism kangaroo. I want to say Ruby. We've got to check
It's
up on
Ruby Roo. Ruby's fabulous. We
Ruby
love
Roo.
Ruby. Yeah, and she's big in China.
How do you get metrics on Ruby? Is there sort of polling afterwards? Do you get a cue card recognition? Is it just number of travellers arriving? How do we check if Ruby's delivering?
Well, I have to say, Tourism Australia, who are responsible for the campaign, would have very sophisticated metrics in measuring every time they run that ad and how many bookings or inquiries or whatever else they get. It's quite a sophisticated campaign. It's a very clever campaign, and it's designed to be in play for, an extended period. And because Australia owns Ruby the Roo, we have, the capacity to make that a long-running campaign. So I am sure that Tourism Australia will have great news to report over the next half year as that campaign really bites overseas. But be assured they'll be watching it with, an eagle eye.
Good to know. Margy, Osmond, thank you.
My pleasure, Tom. Take care.